the station. Hey, Angela.
Hi.
Thanks for hanging on.
My call.
Sure. How could we help?
Well, I just have a small dilemma, and I feel kind of selfish with it. But so for several years, my husband and I have been married almost 19 years and happily married. We have 2 little girls, and anyway, so for several years, I have been wanting a ring upgrade because when we first got married, he didn't have very much money, so I kind of picked out the smallest thing that I could think that he might afford, and he is totally fine with that. Mm-hmm. He is on board. He would love to do it for me.
Yeah.
We have the money. We don't have to get in any kind of debt to do it. It's budgeted, but I feel guilty.
Because?
I'm going to cry, sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I feel guilty because there are starving people in the world, and I just feel like, golly gee, that money could go elsewhere. But we already give to our church. We already give on a regular basis, and anytime I hear of people in need, I'm giving.
Mm-hmm.
My friends would say I'm probably one of the most generous people they've met, but when it comes to me, it's really hard to go, that's something that I really would enjoy. He enjoys other things like mountaineering and outdoor activities and traveling, and
but you feel guilty.
That I'm fine with.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. But you feel guilty,
which all require money, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Which could go to feed children.
Go to starving children.
Children, right there.
Right. And so I just, and I'm okay with him, traveling, and he takes me and we go, and it's fine. But for this, it seems very frivolous to me, and it's like, well, you already have a wedding ring. You should just be grateful. And I just feel like I'm going to, make God angry with me, even though...
All right, well, we're going to try to help you.
Even though my brain knows differently.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll try to help you as soon as we get back from this break, so you hold on. This is New Life, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's the number, or newlife.com. If you need help or want a resource, we've got it.
I just absolutely believe in the mission of New Life, and I feel that the materials provided and the biblical counseling perspective is so valuable and not available in so many places. And New Life and membership in Club New Life provides access to the live program and also CDs available to listen to. So I know it's easy to turn on the radio and receive the benefit, but those services don't come without expense. And I would sure like to see the program remain on. So I would like to challenge listeners who listen and receive benefit but haven't yet given to actually give this year and continue the giving, of course, because more people need to hear.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask how you can start your Club New Life membership today. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi everybody, Max Lucado here. As a pastor, I've seen how important it is for people to come and get good Christian counsel. People make decisions that turn out to be the wrong decision. I heard Steve Arterburn say on New Life not too long ago that the same thinking that got you into your mess isn't going to get you out of it. If you find yourself in a spot and you don't know what the next right thing to do is, then won't you call the good people at New Life? They have a network of Christian counselors around the country that's more than 850 strong. Call today, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And tell them you need to find someone to help you. They're likely to have a counselor in your area to help you with whatever you're struggling with. It will be good, godly counsel. Call today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE, 639-5433.
Glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now, back to the program.
Okay, Angela, we're back. Are you there?
I am.
Okay.
We have no idea what we're going to
Well,
say.
the guys
to
are
you.
going, oh my gosh.
What are we
This
going
is
to
a hard
say?
one.
Well, this is a tough. And Mylan, why don't you start with the two extremes,
Okay, yes,
and
go
then
there
land
first.
on where you really want to land.
Well, I like landing on the two extremes. Look,
Okay.
Angela, this brings up the question for all of us as Christians: when is enough enough? You know, how big does a house have to be? How many cars? How new a car? How much money do I have to spend on me? Et cetera, et cetera. So when is enough enough? But for you fall into a special classification of people, which I would call the more compulsive caregiver, the caretaker that takes care of everybody else but never takes care of self.
Or is identified,
So-
the self-esteem is identified with giving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can Angela do anything for herself?
Without feeling
Can she
guilty.
allow things? She'll celebrate your husband's expenditures, but you can't allow anything for yourself. When did that start? That I would deprive myself and take care of others.
Probably when I was a kid.
Okay, and why?
Yeah.
What happened? Just give me a very short, what happened that made you the responsible child that would take care of others?
Well, I think just because I fall into the typical, third born, peacekeeper kind of pattern of, I don't like conflict, and I've gotten okay with it the older I've gotten, but, I don't like conflict. I like for people to be happy and well cared for.
Okay, but you know what happened in that? You lost a part of your own childhood.
Yeah.
You gave up and you lost, and people
Parts
allowed
of
you
yourself.
to do that, and you got used to giving up parts of yourself. That's a larger question here that's really driving this.
So it's
Wow.
that discomfort then that you feel when you're trying to take parts of yourself back.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel familiar.
I've never done this before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
This is too indulgent.
Right.
It doesn't match how I see myself. Go ahead.
Yes, and I do. It's like, it's okay for me to go to Target and spend a little extra money on the $1 items, or, I can go get a pedicure, but if it's something
But there's a
big
limit.
that, seems really, really outrageous, I'm like, yeah, really, people don't have jobs right now. It's ridiculous.
Angela, I have a story for you.
Yes.
I'm kind of like you. That's why I guessed what I thought about you, and that you're a caretaker and you don't take care of yourself. So some years ago, my son was living in Hawaii, and he was studying under a luthier, which is a guitar maker. And he said, "Dad, I'm going to make you, my first guitar is going to be for you." And I said, "Well, that's great. Thank you very much." But he called me in about 2 months and said, "I need $500 because this is expensive building a nice guitar." And so I said, "Oh, all right, I'm going to work with this." So because I was celebrating him, and I was really happy that he was just loving his job. And so I keep track of my finances on a computer thing. I did not have a category for Mylan. Nothing for me. I had stuff for Kay. I had a category for the kids.
The
I had a
kids, the
category for
grandkids.
giving, grandkids. I did not have a Mylan category
Wow.
on my computer. And it made me stop and
I
think,
bet Angela doesn't either.
I bet Angela doesn't either.
Angela didn't. She had wish lists for everybody and fulfilled them, and my husband had to beg me 2 days before Christmas to give a list.
Yeah.
Angela, I got involved with a group and spoke to a group of philanthropists, and some of these philanthropists, they are reverse tithers.
Oh.
They give away 90% and they keep 10%.
By the way, I was not in that group,
No.
just in case anybody was wondering.
But they have so much money that the 10% is 1,000 times more than most other people ever make. But anyway, these people are committed to feeding starving children around the world. And yet, you know what I've known them to do? Take some of the most luxurious vacations and have some fun, and it's a small percentage of all that they come in, but they still do things for themselves and their family, even though they are committed to feeding starving children around the world. So I think if this is something that you've saved for, if it's not out of line in your expenses, then I think you can do something for yourself and not have to go through all the guilt and the shame. If it's like the Hope Diamond, then I think we can do ostentatious things that maybe we ought to rethink.
But it's a chance for you to allow yourself to be given to, and then sit with the uncomfortable feelings.
Okay, now.
And learn to push through that.
Jill, you just made me think. Now,
Yes.
What did the disciples say to Jesus when the woman took the costly perfume and anointed him and said, "Hey,
they were upset with that."
Yeah, you could be giving this to the poor. What's the matter with you, Jesus?
Right.
And he said, but the poor you're always going to have with you, but you don't always have me here. And she is doing her part to prepare me for something.
Right.
He accepted an expensive gift to himself.
Yeah.
Good example. Yeah. That it's okay. It's okay for your husband to treat you really special. Allow him to do that. Don't rob him of the opportunity because of your guilt.
As a true caregiver, she might be thinking, "Oh, sure, bring Jesus into this."
You guys have such a great sense of humor.
Well, I hope something we've said is helpful.
Yes, it
Not
is
licensed,
very helpful.
not licensed, but helpful.
Yes, it's very helpful, and it helps that it's an objective opinion of my internal angst. And I think the thing that especially struck a chord, also the fact that Mylan struggles with this too, but is just when Jill said, you need to sit with the uncomfortableness of this.
Yeah.
Because that's hard.
Well, you're going to grow.
Yay!
Yes, that's right. An opportunity for growth.
We do accept used rings as donations. And just want to share that with you. So,
thank you.
I'll talk to you about that off
Thank you
the air.
guys so much for your help.
Hold on. Let me send you a copy of
Steve,
Walking
that
on the
was
Wall.
great.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just do what I can to help support the ministry.
Nice.
And, yeah.